Hello guys, Mr. Phobia here. Today I've got another striker build for you, but this is what I've been using in the last week or so with the golden bullet as well. As I just released a golden bullet build for you, which was pretty good. Let me know if it was good, guys, if you tried it. If you like my content, guys, like and subscribe, and let's get straight into the video. Our first piece of gear is the striker mask. 2 pieces 15% weapon handling, that's good for our second weapon. 3 pieces 15% rate of fire. 4th piece is Striker's Gamble. Weapon hits increase weapon damage by 0.65%, stacking up to 100 times. 1 stacks lost per second between 0 and 50 stacks, 2 stacks lost per second between 50 and 100. Core attribute I've rolled to a blue. Attributes are 12% critical hit damage and 6% critical hit chance. The holster I'm using is Striker's also. 15% weapon damage and 10.3% critical hit damage. You can get that to 12%. Third striker piece is the knee pads. I've rolled that to a blue core, 12% critical hit damage. And the 4th piece of strikers is the gloves, 15% weapon damage, 5.6% critical hit chance. Chest piece I've decided to go with is the Grupo Sombra, 15% critical hit damage. Core attribute is 15% weapon damage. Attributes are 6% critical hit chance, 12% critical hit damage, and 6% critical hit chance mod. And the talent is Obliterate. Critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 5 seconds, stacks up to 25 times. And if you didn't know, guys, in the next update, that 5 seconds is going to be 10 seconds, so Obliterate will be even better. Hopefully they bring out a perfect Obliterate in the future. Our final piece of gear is the exotic Memento backpack, one of the best exotics in the game in my opinion. But the core attributes, you get all 3. You get 15% weapon damage, you get a blue core, and you get a skill tier. Attributes are 6% critical hit chance, and if you don't have this backpack yet, and you're new to the game, the talent you get on this backpack is kill confirmed. Enemies you kill drop a trophy on death. Collecting trophies provides both a short and long term buff, the first of which scales with the number of core attributes equipped and lasts 10 seconds. Red cores give you 5% weapon damage, so we have 4 red cores, so we get 20% weapon damage when we pick up a trophy. We have 3 blue cores, so we get 30% bonus armor with a trophy. We have 2 skill tiers because we get one from the Memento backpack and the specialization, so we get 10% skill efficiency. For every trophy collected, gain an additional 1% weapon damage, 1% skill efficiency, and 0.1% armor regeneration. For 300 seconds, max stack is 30, so when we're at max stacks we get 30% weapon damage, 30% skill efficiency, and 3% armor regen for 5 minutes. So the primary weapon I decided to use, what I've not used in a long time, is the Cold Relations SMG, the named version of the PP19 I believe. Core attributes are 15% SMG damage, 12% critical hit chance, but remember you can max that out so you don't have to stack into critical hit chance as much, and you can stack into critical hit damage more if you max that stat out. Third attribute is 10% damage to targets out of cover. Talent is Perfect Strain. Gain 10% critical hit damage for every 0.5 seconds you are firing. Stacks up to 8 times, so potentially 80%, so you can go above 200% crit damage, guys, if you get that pistol kill and then use this gun. So you get a lot of damage. Those are the mods I'm using. The secondary I'm using is the Artist Tool Rifle, but a lot of people will say to you, use the ACS-12 shotgun for all the rock and roll, the named version, to get stacks for your striker, but personally I don't really need to. With the backpack and the chest piece you do need to, but just 4th piece I think you can get the stacks easily, but that is completely up to you guys. I just like using this rifle for distance as well, but I'd recommend if you're kind of new to the game, you're not that good with striker yet, yeah, use the shotgun for getting stacks for getting damage. But the core attributes on this rifle are 15% rifle damage, 16% critical damage, and third attribute is 10% damage to targets out of cover. And the talent is Perfect Rifleman. Landing headshots adds a stack of bonus of 11% weapon damage for 5 seconds. Max stack is 6, so 66% weapon damage, which is a hell of a lot of damage, guys. Additional headshots refresh the duration. This is a very underrated rifle. I think it's very good. But these are the mods I'm using as well. And our third and final weapon is our sidearm, the Orbit. You can only get this from the Dark Zone, Conflict and Named Caches, I believe. Core attributes are 15% pistol damage, 10% damage to targets out of cover, and the talent is Perfect Finisher. Swapping from this weapon within 10 seconds of killing an enemy grants 35% critical hit chance and 40% critical hit damage for 15 seconds. So say you get, I don't know, 80% of a purple enemy's health, just swap to the pistol, just kill him quick, and then swap back to the other weapons and you'll get those bonuses, which is 40% critical hit damage. Is quite a bit of damage. Those are the mods I'm using. First skill I'm using is the Crusader Ballistic Shield. We're tier 5, or we're tier 5 because we have 3 blue cores and 2 skill tiers, because we get a skill tier from Memento and Technician, so we have quite a tanky shield. Those are the mods I'm using. You can change them, guys. I'd recommend putting health mods on, unless you're using Firewall Shield as well, because you get extra damage with that. Second skill I'm using, just to aggro enemies, like a few enemies away from me, is the Assault Turret. I use this on Legendary. I'm tier 2 because of Memento and Specialization, free skill tier. So we're tier 2, so it lasts a bit longer and it has a bit more health. So you just chuck it out, guys, and it'll just like distract the enemies while you're killing others. Those are the mods. But the stats for the PP19 is 51.6% critical hit chance and 116.3% critical hit damage. So if you get the Cold Relations talent all the way up, you'll get 196% critical hit damage, and then if you get the pistol kill, you'll get 40% more. So you get a lot of weapon damage here, guys, above 200. Those are the stats for the rifle: 49.6% critical hit chance and 122.3% critical hit damage. And the pistol stats, I'll scroll down the rest for you. Specialization I'm using is the Technician, like I said before. The reason I'm using that is because you get the free skill tier. Obviously you get in all specializations the damage. You get 15% SMG damage, 15% sidearm damage, and 15% rifle damage. And with the Technician you get the laser pointer. So if you want to change the chest pieces talent, for example, to spotter, that'll work good with the rifle because you'll have the laser pointer. And another reason I'm using Technician as well is you see in the background that I'm fighting Black Tusk. So the dismantling perk is good because it does 12% more damage to drones, skill proxies and robotics. And a little tip for you guys, a little trick. All the veterans will already know this, but the dogs have a lot of health, don't they, until you crack their armor and then it takes their health down. But if you do shoot them in the legs, like before you crack their armor, it just bypasses the armor. It just takes their health straight down. So say you have a really powerful sniper build, snipe them in the leg and it'll just kill them straight away. Like I kill the dogs pretty quick in this gameplay because I'm shooting them in the legs. Just a little tip for you guys if you didn't know that already. But this is the build that I've made. I think it's pretty good. Cold Relations, I've not used that weapon in quite a long time, but I forgot how much crit damage you get from it. Give it a go, guys. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, guys, and happy hunting.